Hitting the button. We are going live here, and we might already be live. I'm going to check to see what is on my timeline here.
I'm on your timeline, and I do not see us live yet.
Okay, let's see. Where are we? Where are we?
There we go.
There we go.
Damn it.
All right.
Forgetting. I have to download the actual Facebook app in order to be able to do this.
Hello to everyone out there. We are getting ready to do our Chatterbox. I don't know who's tuned in yet, but please feel free to stop in here and say hello for anyone that's listening, that's tuned in. Let us know that you're out there.
I'm here.
I hope you're there.
Oh, you meant other people.
I meant other people. But
I see how it works. I see how it goes.
You see how this is happening here? You see what's happening here?
I do. I see that. Oh my goodness. I keep forgetting. Every week I forget that I have to download the Facebook app in order to monitor the actual chats.
Mm-hmm.
And so every week, just as we're getting started, the Facebook app. There we go. To monitor the act. No.
I hear that you just shut your volume off.
I did. All right. So we have Scott is here. Hi, Scott. Hey,
good
Brian.
morning, Scott. To you with my guitar mug. Check this mug out, huh? Isn't she a beauty?
And we've got Clint on. Good morning, Clint. Mark Monforti. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning.
Lurking.
Swig.
David Kinoki is in the house. And Clint Mitchell mistakenly thought I was a lady. I mean, I am technically a lady. I just don't act like one. Is David here or is he dreaming? He is. I refuse to answer that question because then I have to answer whether or not I'm here or dreaming.
So I'm going to sit here and try to get my feed up on my phone so I can monitor on the other side here, but I have to get the volume off of this crazy. Let's see. I think I have
Jane Morgan is in. Good morning, Jane.
Good morning, Jane.
And Clint wants to know who defines what they act like. No mistakes were made. I will take that.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
So I hope you guys are all doing well. Big coffee swig to all of you. Check out this lovely guitar.
But you don't play guitar.
I know, but all right, I'll have to get one with the microphone. But in the meanwhile, in honor of Brian Ziegler, I'm going to drink out of this beautiful guitar. What do you think about that? All right?
Yes.
Getting sassy this morning.
Yes. Sass. So we are.
So let us know how you guys are doing this morning. I'm so glad that we have so many people tuning in. It's nice to have this little side feed over here so I can see what's happening. Thank you for joining us today. As you can see, Chatterboxrocks is on tour. That's right, we are on tour. So we are hitting all these pages. And if you'd like for us to do a Chatterboxrocks on your page, let us know. Send us a message and maybe we can make it happen. What do you think, Suzanne?
I think we should be able to make it happen. Of course, I'm not sure how many people really want this kind of silliness on their page.
What? Who is not going to want this silliness on their page?
I mean, I want the silliness on our page. Jim Peacock is in the house. Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Jim. Thank you for joining us this morning. All right, so
it is, I show 10 of the clock-ish, 10:02 maybe.
Did you say 10 of the clock?
Yes. So we
there you go, folks. And you thought I was the one that did English.
Oh, but I English on purpose.
Mine just It just comes out. I can't help
I mean,
it.
this is something that I do intentionally. Oh, all right. So, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Chatterbox Live Edition Dream Speak. We are here. I am Suzanne from SuzanneDecree.com, and with me, of course, the very lovely, the very talented Ms. Liz Tapia, the Dark Angel from DarkBeautyMusic.com. And, you know, last night was actually really, really great because I had myself some absinthe before I went to bed, which is always a trip.
I can imagine.
But it was great. The dreams I had last night after drinking the absinthe, the sights, the sounds, the colors, the bits I can't remember.
Oh, which brings me to our topic of the day.
Wait, we have a topic?
Yes, we have a topic. We always have a topic.
Oh, right. I forgot. My bad.
So where does the mind go after midnight? Where does it go? Inside of our brains, there is a night of a bundle of fascination. What happens to us when we go into that deep sleep? The sleeping mind often takes us to places we don't want to go. I think that's what happened to you, Suzanne, last night. You went to a place you didn't want to go. Oh, wait a minute. Did you go to Marcoum?
No, not Marcoum. I think it was Cleveland.
Okay, it's Cleveland. All right. Well,
as all good Pittsburghers say, we never want to go to Cleveland.
Oh my goodness. So what happened to you in your dream? What's going on in this vision of yours?
It was my dreams have been weird for the last, I'm gonna say 3 or 4 months, and Jana's not on right now, so Jana can't correct me on this because I know that her and I have been going back and forth about just weird dreams in general. And it's really, really funny because there are a lot of people I know right now who are having all kinds of weird dreams and just all kinds of really funky nightmares and stuff. So it's kind of a weird thing. But I know my dreams have gone from I had 2 months of dreams that basically you can't get there from here. Like, no matter how I drive or take a boat or whatever, I couldn't get there from here. And then the last couple of nights, my dreams were, hey, whatever you've been looking for all this time was right in front of you and you just didn't see it. So it's kind of my dreams have been really funky of late, but my dreams have always been really funky. So there you have it.
Well, I was doing a little bit of research, and I discovered that through the scientific research, most people have it's a higher percentage of people that have nightmares and have a lot of weird things happening in their sleep than like positive types of dreams. So, I mean, I too suffer from having.
That makes a lot of sense though, because you figure you suppress so much during the day. You hold back so much during the day. How many times have you decided not to say what you were really thinking to someone? You said, so all of that just gets shoved back into your subconscious and then just comes out in the dreams. I actually read some interesting things once that we don't actually see people we've never met in our dreams, that the people we see in our dreams are conglomerates of like those nameless, faceless people that you pass on the street, that you smile and you say hi and you never think of it again because you don't actually know the person. So I thought that was kind of an interesting thing too, is that you don't actually see anything in your dreams that you are completely unfamiliar with.
Yeah, and another thing that I thought was really interesting, that it takes a good hour and a half to really get into, when you're getting into that REM sleep, that's really when you start getting to that REM dreaming. And I think it hits the part of the brain where, it's like my dreams don't make any sense. I'll be walking somewhere and then some other scene will just sort of float in and I'll be somewhere completely different. And it's like flashes of these pictures, and there's no cohesiveness to it. So like, it doesn't make any sense to me a lot of times. But I think that's because like the part that like the logical part of the brain, like the front part of the brain, is not really engaged at that point. So that's why you get a lot of these weird visions and stuff. You know what I mean? That's definitely the kind of, well, let's see, I'm going to call mine nightmares. I definitely have nightmares all the time. I think that's how I'm writing Dark Beauty. I think it's all coming through my dreams.
Okay, so this is a sore point, and you and I have talked about this before. This is a sore point because there was one song in particular, but I will dream songs. I will dream. There was one song in particular, and I'm sure we all know the blues cliche, I woke up this morning. All blues songs start with I woke up this morning, which is obviously not true, but it's kind of a fun cliche. And I had this dream the one time. This was years and years and years ago. I had this dream of this amazing blues tune. Amazing blues tune. And of course, the opening line of this blues tune was, I woke up this morning. And the whole gist of the entire song was that the main character of the song woke up to find out that he didn't really wake up. So, the character had woken up dead. And I heard everything in the dream. I heard the lyrics. I heard the arrangement. I heard the guitars. I heard the keyboards. I heard the horns. I heard the sax. I heard all of the instruments in the song. And I woke up and I could only remember that I had this amazing dream with this amazing blues song. And I have been trying to recreate it ever since. And let me just tell you, there is a reason I am not a blues musician.
Oh boy. I'll tell you. Well, what about sleep paralysis? I find that to be quite fascinating. And everybody goes through it. Everybody has sleep paralysis. Have you ever like, well, not completely woken up, but I mean, were conscious enough to realize that you were in sleep paralysis? Like, did you ever wake up and then you can't
I've fully woken up in sleep paralysis, and I was wide awake, staring around the room going, I can't move.
Yeah.
I've actually woken up in sleep paralysis. Another really interesting thing is that, and depending on your take on this, sleep paralysis either explains why a lot of people see and feel and hear ghosts, because it's part of the sleep paralysis, is that you're still kind of dreaming, but you're still kind of awake. And so a lot of people think that this is how people experience it. This is why people think, when they wake up in the middle of the night to see a ghost, that they're not really fully there yet. They're in sleep paralysis. And on the other side of the coin, you have a lot of the paranormal researchers think that, oh, hey, sleep paralysis puts you in a state where you're more, shall we say, open or susceptible to receiving messages from the other side. So there are all kinds of really cool things around sleep paralysis that you can go into. But I have actually been on both sides of that sleep paralysis. I've been on the side where you wake up and there's something in the room that should not be in the room. And I've woken up where I was like fully awake going, I just can't move. This is weird. I don't know.
I mean, I've actually woken up in sleep paralysis, but this was before I started really looking into dreams and what do dreams mean, and the whole world of astral projection. That's like a whole nother area. And I find it so fascinating that people can actually, leave the body, the soul can leave the body and sort of like, you ever hear about those people that are kind of floating up and they're looking down at themselves? Mm-hmm. And so you need to be in that sleep paralysis state before you can actually reach, that point where you can actually leave your body. So there is so much fascination about dreams. And it's like, I think it's in that time where you can really see a lot of crazy stuff, and especially if you're conscious while you're in sleep paralysis. That's only happened to me where I've woken up and I've been where, you know, you just can't move. Like you try to move and you can't move.
Mm-hmm.
That's only happened to me a few times, but it's kind of scary because you're trying to move and you just you can't go anywhere. And it's
yeah, no, it is really, it's really interesting. And even I think the weirdest dream experience I ever had was being lucid enough, and this was actually just a few days ago. I was lucid enough to realize I didn't like the way the dream was going and I wanted to change it, but I wasn't quite lucid enough to actually change it. It was the weirdest thing. It was like, no, this is not how it's supposed to go. I want to do this other thing. No, this is not how. No, I want to do the other thing. No, oh, come on, man. So
I mean, I tried. This whole thing about lucid dreaming, it's like, I mean, I have tried to control well, I mean, I can't get to that point. So, I mean, I'm trying to get to that point where I can have that kind of lucid dream where you can control your dream and, you know, change directions and do something that you want to do. And I've just never been able to do it. So I don't know. So if you guys have any tricks out there or any tips on how to lucid, I mean, I know there's a million things out there, but I love hearing from people that actually have experienced this. And what do you do? What do you do to get yourself in that state?
I actually don't do anything. It just happens. Like if I'm conscious enough to realize that I'm dreaming,
Mm-hmm.
then I can control the dream usually. Just like I said, the couple of nights ago, it was just really weird that I couldn't control the dream, even though I knew I wanted to control the dream, because I was like, no, this isn't how it's supposed to work. This is how it's supposed to work. No. Oh, come on, man. This is my dream. I get to have what I want in my dreams. Come on.
Come on.
Oh, come on.
Oh, no.
I'm pretty sure that was an exact quote from the dream as well.
So do you feel like you have more positive or negative types of dreams?
I mean, my dreams, most people would describe my dreams as nightmares. I mean, there are monsters, there are aliens, there are fights, chases, you know, pick your poison. Fights, chases, serial killers. Pick your poison.
That was me entering one of your dreams.
That was you. I'm gonna have to lock that door next time I go lucid. I'm just gonna have to... but so my dreams are always about I get, most people would describe my dreams as nightmares. I am so used to them at this point that they not only don't scare me anymore, but that it's almost like, oh yeah, monster eating people. Yeah, okay, I've seen this dream before.
I've been in this movie already.
I've seen, and I'm pretty sure that is why. I am pretty sure my dreams were so movie-like and so intense all of my life that I'm pretty sure this is why I don't enjoy like movies and TV and stuff anymore. I'm pretty sure that's part of it, because I go into a movie and I look at the movie and I'm like, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, this is going to happen. And within the first 5 minutes, I've gotten the whole movie. And everybody else around me is going, no, it's not. Oh man, you just ruined the movie for us. And I always get accused of having seen the movie before. I'm like, hey. So I think that's part of the reason. But it's also just really weird to me that you can become desensitized to something you are experiencing like that. Because dreams are an experience. Dreams are like the ultimate VR. It's like the ultimate immersion experience. You can't tell the difference between, you know, what's going on in your what's going on in your head at that moment and what is real at that moment. That becomes reality. So I think you know, in that context, it's very, very odd that you would get desensitized to that point with something that you are experiencing.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely experience a lot in my dreams, and again, I'm going to call mine nightmares because I seem to just do all kinds of things in the middle of my sleep. I mean, I'm the hands are going, and I don't know if I talk in my sleep, but Brian swears that I am writing dark beauty from my dreams, so I don't know what's coming to me, but apparently there's a lot of these kinds of crazy dark kind of stuff that is entering my brain at nighttime. But then again, it's like, I mean, what I'm learning is that the majority of us have a lot of more on the nightmare side than on the positive side. So, I mean, when I have a positive dream, like I think I one time in my life, I think I've dreamt I dreamt where I was flying, and it was just fantastic. The feeling of just flying and being free. But you know, it's interesting because when I had that dream, I wasn't flying like way up. I was very close to the ground. So I'm not sure what was going on, if I didn't want to really like, you know, take off. I don't know why I was so close, but there's actually a photo I'm going to post when we're done chit-chatting here. It's exactly kind of what my dream was like. There's a picture of this guy that's like flying, but he's really close to the ground. It's not really high up. So I don't know what that means, but when you do have one, you know, a positive dream, it's just like, oh, it's just like such a relief. You know, so many times I wake up and I feel like someone's sitting on my chest, or like there's pressure, or, you know, there's just like stress. You know, you wake up with all the stress and everything, and can be very unsettling, shall we say?
There have been, yes, unsettling. Yeah. Unsettling is a good word. And I still think it's because you release a lot of all of those pent up emotions, aggressions that you build up during the day. You know, that you're like, I can't, you know, I want to say this thing to these people, but I can't, or, you know, this guy cut me off. And I think all of that just kind of builds up and just releases at the end of the day, at night, or even in a lot of instances. I know it's kind of a really interesting time to be alive right now, because I know so many friends who are coming to personal and spiritual realizations and are growing immensely as people. And a lot of them, like a lot of stuff that has been on their mind for years, is starting to actually come out in the dreams, and the dreams are actually starting to make sense. And Jane Morgan wants to know if you ever sleepwalk.
Oh, if I ever sleepwalk. You know, I don't think so, but I know, I do remember that there was a time where I actually stood up and I was just staring. It was like something out of a creepy scene in a movie, just like kind of staring at the wall. I don't know what was going on there, but I think I do know that I have gotten up, but not sleepwalking. I don't think. Well, I don't know. You're gonna have to ask Brian because he would be the one that would have to go and catch me.
I actually have read where people would sleepwalk, and they would, like, there was this one lady who was trying to lose weight and could not lose weight, and the doctors were like flummoxed. They couldn't understand why she wasn't losing weight. You know, she was doing all the things, counting calories and checking, you know, writing down all of her meals and things, so that they could so that they could track what she was eating and trying to lose weight. Turns out, at night, she would sleepwalk down to the refrigerator, eat like an entire meal, and go back to bed without ever waking up.
Oh my God.
Is that not the most bizarre thing? And I've heard of like other things. Like I've heard of people sleepwalking, going outside, going for a walk, like, and wake up 3 miles down the road in their pajamas and bare feet. Sleepwalking is like so incredibly interesting to me. It is so incredibly interesting. I don't think I've ever done it, but then again, how would you know?
Well, you did knock on my door a couple nights ago, and you didn't realize you were here.
Oh, well, not only did I sleepwalk, I sleep drove for like 6 hours.
I love that. You sleep drove. Hey, you're good, Suzanne. You're good. Oh my goodness. That is too funny. I mean, listen, there is a difference between nightmares and night terrors. So like if you're having night terrors, then you are more active. Like I think physically you're more active, where
Right.
you're probably sleepwalking and you're moving around and you might be going outside, or you do, you know, you're just sort of, the body is just not the body's not listening to the sleep paralysis part of you. And by the way, that's why exactly. That's why we
sounds
have
like something my body would do. Like, no, you want me to do what?
you want me to do what?
I think so.
I mean, sleep paralysis is the reason why we don't act out our dreams. If we didn't have sleep paralysis, we'd have an entire different nightlife happening.
Right.
I mean, there would be all kinds of things happening. People just kind of walking very zombie-like and doing all kinds of stuff. I mean, God only knows what would be happening, but
right.
Oh my goodness.
And Jane is asking, Bob Prigmore has popped in, by the way.
Hi, Bob.
Hi, Bob.
Here's a coffee drink to Bob from across the pond.
Across the pond. And Jane wants to know if this lady did not notice that the fridge had less food in it. I'm guessing no.
Oh, that's funny.
She eventually found out by putting up a CCTV.
Oh, wow.
And she actually caught video of herself going down and just raiding the fridge at night.
I want to give a shout out to my friend Alex Lascano.
Alex.
Hi, Alex. Thank you for tuning in. Let us know what you're thinking about our sleep and our dream talk here.
He did. He said there was a sleepwalker in his old building in DC, and she was a renowned street lawyer and lobbyist.
Oh no.
I am not surprised. I want to be surprised, but I'm not surprised because I've been to DC. And quite frankly, I'm not, I think DC is just a bunch of sleepwalkers who are pretending to be awake, because I've been there and I've driven in DC and I'm like, there's no way you people are actually awake and functioning. None. None.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, so I mean the difference between the nightmares and the night terrors is it's so different, because I mean you can have a nightmare and just not get up out of your bed. I mean you could maybe you could thrash around like I did one time where I accidentally, and how would I know? I didn't know. I was sleeping. I was having a nightmare, but I'm in the middle of this whatever's happening and I'm fighting these demons. I'm fighting. Next morning, I wake up and look over and I say to Brian, "Oh, what happened to your leg?" Little did I know that it was me taking my nails and I just kind of clawed all the way up his leg and I drew blood. I actually drew blood. I mean, I'm sorry, but these things happen to me at nighttime. I don't know. I get very violent in my sleep. I'm not sure why. I think you're right. I think I'm taking out all of my whatever in the middle of the night.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I think that's exactly what it is. And I think there is a lot that we have on our minds, that we keep on our minds. Let's face it, in the good old days, in the before times, life was simple. Life was very simple. You know, tried to kill something before it killed you, and you tried to forage enough food to eat. Right? Simple. Yes, Wake up, go hunt something, pick a few berries, try not to get eaten.
Pick a few berries.
Right, simple. It's simple. And now we have made life so overly easy for ourselves. That like our brains have nothing to do. Our brains are like, well, there's nothing trying to eat me. I don't know what to do right now.
There's nothing trying to eat me.
I don't. There are no berries in my neighborhood. I don't know what to do. So I don't know what to do right now. So I mean, we manufacture, like, most of the drama we put ourselves through is completely manufactured.
Yeah.
You know, and even, as you know, as we've discussed, I've been doing the research into my opera, and even 150 years ago, there was a very different dynamic of what people now in the Victorian age were just switching over to mechanization. So we're just getting some of these modern day conveniences and things, but still, it's okay. You weren't going to get eaten, but there was a really good chance that you were going to get chewed up alive in a machine somewhere that wasn't quite work. But now we, what real stress do we have? If you think about it, in the grand scheme of things, most of us, we go to this big store that has all of our berries and has already killed the thing that we're going to eat, right? I mean, we don't have to go find it. We don't have to go hunt it. We don't have to figure out which berries are poisonous and which ones aren't, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So we manufacture stuff. And I think in manufacturing these things, I think we almost over engage our imagination. And I know these conversations because you're like, oh, this person said this. What did they mean by that? Huh? What did you really mean? Huh? What? Huh? Why did you say it? Because your brain needs something to do. So we manufacture all these petty, nonsensical things. And then the brain's like, okay, you just like totally threw me on overload. So I'm going to repay the favor now.
So now we're going into our sleep with all of this information and all of this pent up information in our brains. And it's just kind of working like a little machine in there. And
it is, and we're oversaturated with information right now.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I mean, you read this article is like, oh, article, yay, I'm doing this thing, and you're looking at the article and you're like, oh, but this article completely contradicts that article. And then you have another article that's like, well, both of those guys are wrong. So we're overloaded on information. We're overloaded on ease of access to just about everything. And I think a lot of times our brains just like, you know what, we need to do the thing. We just need to get rid of all of that stuff that you've been packing in me for so long, because quite frankly, you're bored because nothing's trying to eat you right now.
Well, listen, the next time you go picking berries, can you pick some peaches too?
I mean,
some other things to bring them over. Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness. I mean, I can look for peaches. I'm a little north of Georgia.
Well, listen, I'll take whatever you can find around there. I want to give a shout out real quick to Nori. Thank you for tuning in. Welcome to Chatterboxrocks. We are actually on tour, and we are on my page today, on my personal profile. Last week, we were on Suzanne's page, and I would love it if you guys are not a member of Chatterboxrocks to please join our group. We have a really fun group. We keep everything really fun and light and entertaining and just very simple. So you will have a great time on our page. So if you just go over to facebook.com/groups/Chatterboxrocks, you will find us, right, Suzanne?
You will absolutely find us. And we are sorry. Oh, no, wait, I'm sorry. That was a good thing. Yes, you will absolutely find us.
That's a good thing. And we are live, for those of you that are tuning in and seeing us for the first time, we are live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern. So we're going to be hitting a couple of, let's see, where are we going next? I mean, we're traveling here. What's the next page we're going to? Do we know yet? Or
well,
home?
I don't know. We did my personal page. We did your personal page. That leaves like D. Gregorio and Dark Beauty.
Dark Beauty. So maybe we'll ping on those 2 pages, but if not, I mean, we'll be posting, and of course you'll see it on Suzanne's page, on my page. And again, everything, usually this airs on our group page. So if you can go over to our group page, you can grab us there every Saturday for sure. And also great if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel. Suzanne, you can give them the link if you want, because I don't know what it is.
So the easiest way to tell that is to just go on YouTube and look for Chatterbox Rocks, because you know YouTube links are like 37 miles long, and
we'll have Brian post the link if he's in there. He's there somewhere. I know he is. I know you're there. So if you could post the YouTube link for us, that would be great. And of course, we'll post it as well. But well, I think that's about our time for today. Yeah, so listen, we would love to hear from you guys. Let us know about your dreams. Do you dream? Do you lucid dream? Do you have nightmares? Do you have night terrors? Do you sleepwalk? We want to know everything. Let us know.
I mean, some of us are a little overzealous on the wanting to know everything.
Okay, well, not everything, but
not everything. Look, just let's keep this family friendly, people.
Yes,
family friendly. We are family friendly, even though I am part of the podcast. I'm just throwing that out there.
I'm just saying, let's just keep it nice and family friendly. All right, so on that note, we are going to give you guys a big Chatterbox Rocks swig. Here's our coffee. This is our dark roast hour, or should we say dark roast half hour?
It is dark roast half hour.
Yes. So
I don't know. We should do an hour one of these days. I'll bet we can talk long enough.
Do you guys think we should do an hour? Let us know. Do you need more than a half hour of our silliness? I don't know if anybody needs to see us more than a half hour. I'm not sure. We'll let the audience decide.
We'll let the audience decide. All right. Have a great week, everyone. We will see you next Saturday.
And remember, Chatterboxrocks.com. All right. Oh, and we have a song. I'm just going to plug it real quick. We have an incredible song that Suzanne and I did together. It's under the umbrella of Chatterbox, and it's a new project that we started, just the 2 of us. It's called Broken Wing, and we have our first song. It's called Paralyzed, and which, by the way, Bob Prigmore aired on his show. Thank you, Bob. And you can hear it on our website. Where is it, Suzanne?
Website is chatterbox.rocks. No, chatterboxrocks.com. I don't know. I just do the website thingy. I'm not supposed to know where it's at.
You need another swig of that coffee that you unboxed the other day.
I do. There's more coffee on the way too. I'm very excited.
All right, that's it for us today. Chatterboxrocks.com, and we'll hopefully see you on our group page too. Thank you everyone for tuning in. Bye.
Bye-bye.